After World War II, Europe's infrastructure and spirit was in shambles. Buildings that had stood tall for thousands of years were now piles of rubble. People were left without their homes, businesses, and family members who had died during the war. It was truly a desperate situation. The United States, on the other hand, became the most powerful nation in the world as a result of the war. The economy was booming and new homes were being built for the GIs returning home from Europe and the Pacific. Wealth and prosperity was abundant. For this reason, the United States felt that it needed to aid the recovery of Europe following the war. Secretary of State George Marshall announced the Marshall Plan, or European Recovery Program, at a speech at Harvard University on June 4, 1947.
The truth of the matter is that Europe's requirements for the next 3 or 4 years of foreign food and other essential products, principally from America, are so much greater than her present ability to pay that she must have substantial additional help or face economic, social, and political deterioration of a very grave character. The remedy seems to lie in breaking the vicious circle and restoring the confidence of the people of Europe in the economic future of their own countries and of Europe as a whole.
The plan allocated over $13 billion in recovery and aid funding to Europe following the war. This aid came in the form of both food and supplies, as well as the establishment of domestic economies in these states that mirrored the capitalistic American economy at the time. The Marshall Plan proved highly successful for both Western Europe and the United States. The economies of the supported nations were built up. However, these nations became completely dependent on the United States for their economic support. As a result, the United States gained ultimate power in Western Europe following World War II. The Soviet Union saw the Marshall Plan as a way for the United States to gain power over the states that the Soviets coveted in Western Europe. They began running large-scale propaganda initiatives in Eastern and Western Europe to distract the people from the lack of food and economic recession that the Soviet-controlled states were experiencing at the time. The foundations of the Cold War are found in the Marshall Plan. The Soviets wanted control of the states that the U.S. became increasingly powerful in because of the Marshall Plan. Therefore, a rivalry developed between the two states. There would not be the Cold War that we know today without the foundations that are found in the Marshall Plan following World War II.